Hey, welcome back to Finding Freedom Farm. Today, we're going to focus on automating some tasks so that this farm runs a little bit smoother and it creates a little bit more freedom for us. Follow us on the journey. You have to think, what are some of the daily tasks you do with each of your animals? One of these chickens' daily tasks is cleaning themselves, laying eggs, and finding stuff to eat. What are the daily tasks we have with chickens? One, if you have free-roam chickens, you have to let them out every day. I've got a solution for that. Two, you have to feed them and water them. Maybe not every day, but often. I'll show you the solutions for that as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so automate letting the chickens in and out of the coop. I am going to employ one of these. Another form of automation is children. You can have your kids do it. And probably soon I'm going to have my kids do it. Right now they're a little bit young and a little bit focused on other things. But soon I'll have my kids do it. Until then, we're going to employ one of these. It's a Run Chicken automated door. I did an unboxing of it the other day, and it seems like it's going to work out. One concern I have, though, is when the guillotine comes down, it has a little sensor in it that says, hey, there's something there, but it's pretty hard. It pinched my hand pretty good, so hopefully we don't have any fatalities. My chickens are pretty good about going into the coop at night. I'm going to install it probably right about here. Probably going to install it right about here. That way they can run, they can jump through it. One thing that I'm going to be aware of is on this side of the door, we have this board. I don't want to cut into this board. Oh, you can't see that over there. Anyway, there's a board there. I don't want to cut into that board. But I think if we do it right about here, it won't cut into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the door. So you start with the door open, and you have it where you want it. I'm going to trace the opening. I'm going to try and get it as straight as possible. Then I know where to cut. Okay, get ready, Phoebe. You ready?
No. Ready.
So now I've got, here you go. Now I've got the hole cut right here. I can check. Looks like it's a perfect size. Now, Phoebe, if you don't mind holding this door, like hold it just like where I'm holding it right here. Oops, that's okay. You can fix it. So it came with these screws, and it said you have to use these particular screws, and you have to use a screwdriver to get it in. So I'm going to start it with a drill and finish up with a screwdriver. Okay, there's one. Wait just a second. I'll get a second one, then you don't have to hold it anymore. Okay, now you don't have to hold it. So don't, you got to be real careful when you put this in, and I agree. You don't want to do it too tight, because then the door won't be able to go up and down as it needs to do. But if you do it too loose, then it won't hold on. You just do it just right. Just right. Because you want this to be a guard against all the evil in this world that want to eat chickens. Let's check to see if it opens and closes now. Check it out. This should automate letting the chickens in and locking them up. Now, hopefully, they'll use it and this space will be big enough even for Mr. Sun. I think it will be.
You mean Clyde? Clyde's the biggest.
That's true. Clyde is the biggest. Oh, it figured it out.
And it didn't close.
Yeah, and it didn't close. It figured it out. Okay, we'll have to check it tonight to see if it closes. What were the other things we need to automate? So we need to automate letting them in and out. We need to automate their feed. I've already gotten that part figured out. Let me show you their feeder. So I've got this feeder right here. These are big PVC elbows, and they're curved down inside. I can't show you right now because the food is filling it up, but they're curved down inside. I've got a smaller one here in the middle, just because I had a smaller one, and it's there, and then these bigger ones. Let me show you inside of those. My thought is it's a little bit scary to stick your head into a dark hole, but then once you stick it in, you see all that food in there. So what this does is it allows them to eat the food that is first in so it can be first out, that accounting principle. This always keeps your food fresh, and then you just add food to the top. One of these days I might add something similar on the other side of this bin. Yes.
Just so you know, there's 5 eggs in there now.
5 eggs in there?
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe she's going to go in there and lay another one.
Oh, wow, we're getting a lot of eggs
Yeah, we are. Okay, so that's how we automate the feed. I can put 150 pounds of food in there, which lasts these 50 to 60 chickens about a week, week and a half. I don't have to do it every day. I don't have to feed them every day. So that's fantastic. I like that. Freedom. Okay, next is watering. I've got this one right here that has these little water nipples in it. There's a little bit of water here, and so when they pick it, water comes out. I've also created this one that has these little cups. And as they drink, as they drink the water out of this, more water comes, because what happens is, as this gets lighter, gravity allows it to go up, and then the valve turns on and fills it up with water. So with this water, I can go probably about 2 days with all these chickens before I have to refill it. That's a little bit of freedom. The only reason that I don't have it hooked up more to this automated system is because it might freeze. I've got this pipe right here that goes all the way over to a hose bib on the other side of the barn, or to a hydrant on the other side of the barn, and that will allow us to have a float valve. Let me show you this float valve I installed. That will allow this float valve. I'm going to install one in this other bucket as well, or find some other solution. But this float valve is fantastic. When water is pressurizing it, it lets water in, and then as this comes up, it shuts the water off. It goes down, it fills it back up, shuts it off, fills it back up. You get the picture. So if we have the water always coming on, that automates that solution totally. They would have, just in case something happened to our well, and we didn't get it fixed that day, they would have, not quite 10 gallons with these 2 5-gallon buckets, but say they'd have 8 gallons of water storage. And 8 gallons is good because that'll last them a couple days. Currently, we only have 2 nesting boxes in here. Check this out. Both are in use right now. What happens if someone wants to come and lay an egg at this time? They just come in there and here, wait just a second.
Hey, it lays an egg.
Well, I think that there were already some eggs in there, but yes, it's laying them. So we are going to get some additional nesting boxes that we have in that stall over there. We're going to move them in here, and we're probably going to put them on this wall right here. So stay tuned.